Alright, so one of the many things we do at Moondog Motors, and there are many things we do, is we rebuild, refurbish, and recondition 58 through 66 classic General Motor Tripower systems. Only been doing it since about 1970, so I don't know it all, but 50 years, I've learned a lot along the way. So we thought that we would just sort of introduce this part of Moondog Motors to you by actually showing you how we do this process. It takes a long time. I do it with my rebuilder. So we're going to start at the very beginning, and we're going to roll right through the whole process, just show you what happens. Hang in there, lots coming for you. So this is how we start. We start with the intake manifold. This one's in pretty good shape, but we get them and they're not in such good shape, but we clean them up, we sandblast them, we soak them in a decarbon solution, and then we paint them. But a couple of things that we check for is we want to look at all of these little spots like this, make sure we don't see any cracks in the manifold. We look at all the legs here to make sure that they're not cracked. All the little water connections, make sure that we can get it out. And one of the most important things we do is we look at the part number. 2 large outers, 1 small center, and then we look at the date code. And this date code is D64. And how that deciphers is A, B, C, D is the 4th month, the 6 is the day, 4 is the year, 64. So this was made in February, March, April 6th of 1964. This is a 64 manifold. One of the carburetors that we work with. We disassemble this carburetor. We clean up what we can with the wire brush. We take everything and put it into a shaker basket. It shakes it with a cleaning solution in it, cleans it up real nice, makes it easy to work with. We pay particular attention to the bottom throttle plates. We want to make sure they're not leaking and in good working order. This is what the carburetor looks like when we get done. Not bad. Makes it look nice. We pay particular attention to the linkage. All the linkage has to be in good working order and moving freely and is straight. Can't be binding up. We put on new fuel lines. We put some Teflon tape on the fittings so they don't leak. And those are new fuel lines there. So this is what a Tripower manifold looks like when we get done with it. You can see these tags here. We tag a lot of stuff so when you buy it, you know what it is and where it goes. This particular one is an electric choke. We have the original carburetor identification tags that we're selling with this. Those are the original tags that came with this manifold. That's pretty rare. And you can see that we put on all the linkage. We put on all the return springs. And it works really simple. You can see how it all works really good now. You can see here that we have all the new fuel lines. We have Teflon tape that we put on the fuel lines to keep them from leaking. Fuel block, more lines. So let me just spin it around here so you can see the other side. So this is all the linkage that hooks up. This goes back to the accelerator cable or rod, depending on what it is. And you can see all of these carburetors have been finished with what we call a bronze satin paint. It kind of helps them stay in good shape and keeps them from corroding. Works good. The things you have to remember about a Tripower is that these 2 outer carburetors are what we call dumpers. They only have one job, and that is to dump fuel. When the carburetor, center carburetor, is the one where you adjust, and then you just nail it and all 3 carburetors are open. they make a solution that we put on the throttle plates on the bottom of the carburetor that go in between here and here. And that solution actually seals the carburetor. One thing you don't want to have is you don't want to have anything leaking air here. Because if you're out of carburetors or leaking air or sucking air, you'll never get the car to idle right. So you got to really watch out for that. And if you can see here, this is the choke. This operates just like a regular 2-barrel. Pretty simple. Got to watch out for the water neck. We don't put thermostats in them because you can never tell a 180, some want a 212, someone don't want one. It's all kinds of different things. This particular manifold took us about 30 hours to go through the whole process, clean it, rebuild these carburetors, and we use ethanol resistant carburetor kits. So it runs off today's pump gas. Vacuum lines to go for different things like maybe wipers or power brakes or anything like that. They're all new. So this is in pretty good shape. The manifolds coming up that we have ready to go. This is a 60 Pontiac Super Duty. This is a 65 GTO Tripower. This is a 390 Cadillac Tripower, custom made. This is a custom 348 409 Chevrolet. This is a stock 348 409 Chevrolet. This is a 66 GTO Ram Air. This is early Oldsmobile Tripower. These are 1-barrel carburetors. We also refurbish the Tripower air cleaners. We have vacuum linkage for the cars that require vacuum linkage on some of the earlier Tripowers.